Well, hey there, and welcome. You guys really seemed to like my off the cuff video last time that I did, which I can go ahead and link up above here. I thought I would go ahead and do it again. I just came home from work and I have another story to tell you and some encouragement. So today I was in a family's home just doing a regular assessment. Obviously, we get medical history before we go into the family's home. So I know that this little one had suffered a brain bleed at birth and has been dealing with seizures, 8 to 10 a day. So, in the middle of what I would call a routine assessment, this little baby who is 3 months old had a seizure. And as a developmental therapist, we are used to dealing with kiddos that have seizures. So, it wasn't a fearful thing for us to see when we were there because we know what to do. But what really struck me today was how calm and confident the parents were. And they knew exactly what to do when this happened. And it made me realize in that moment. So this little one had been in the NICU for quite some time. Obviously, she's on seizure medication. But it made me realize, and I know I've said this to you guys before, but it really truly shows how much of an expert you have to become when you have a child with a disability or a delay. And watching them handle that in that moment with such love and composure, it just reminded me how strong and capable parents are, even under the most unimaginable pressure. So if you are watching this right now and you feel overwhelmed by your child's medical needs, I want you to know that you are not alone. And if you're watching this, the journey has probably been very, very long for you. You have grown into your child's medical expert. You know how to handle the seizures, to change the feeding, to operate a trach. And you know what? I'm also giving you permission that it's okay to feel fear and exhaustion and so many different levels of grief. And I also know that this isn't the motherhood journey that maybe you imagine. Like I said before, maybe your baby was born early. They were born with a brain bleed, or you received some sort of diagnosis. And while other moms talk about first words or first steps, you might actually find yourself wondering what your child's milestones will look like, or when they will come, or will certain ones even come. And I do know that that reality can be very, very heavy, and it is okay to say it out loud that it's hard and it's heavy sometimes. I go into families' homes all the time, and the strength that they display, because the parents know exactly what to do, what to look for. And that is something that we talk about in my 5-day free Milestone Mastery workshop, which I will leave a link to in the description below. But my first day in there, my first lesson is in there to help you realize that you are your child's expert. First and foremost, even with therapists coming into the home, especially if your child has a diagnosis of some sort, you have a lot of therapists coming into the home, or even medical professionals. Yes, we are there to help navigate the way, but you know your child better than anyone. And I just want you to know that we are all here in your corner, taking you by the hand and doing this together. And you probably know that babies who experience seizures, brain bleeds, or any specific diagnosis likely often follow a different developmental path. Sometimes their little brains and bodies are working overtime to just heal and adapt and discover new ways of learning. Progress might be slow, and it may not even follow the textbook milestones, but progress still matters. Whether it's a stronger head lift, a calm moment without a seizure, or a few seconds of eye contact, these are real, meaningful steps forward. And to be bluntly honest, raising a medically complex child means that your calendar is filled with appointments, therapy sessions, hospital visits, care routines that most parents can't even imagine. And that's why I wanted to hop on here and do this, because I know it can be a full-time job. And it can feel like your whole life revolves around your child's medical needs. And that is real. It's heavy. And if you feel stretched thin, it's because you are carrying an extraordinary load on your shoulders. Give yourself permission to recognize that and to rest when you can. You are doing more than anyone could ever see. It's in those quiet and silent moments that you're checking on your baby, or you're changing the feeding tube, or you're getting up with all the beeping and all the bells and whistles going off if your little one came home on monitors. And when milestones look different, it doesn't make them less important. And I want you to remember that. Your child's timeline is their own, and even the smallest achievements deserve celebration. Maybe your baby grabs onto your finger for the first time after weeks of therapy, or maybe they stay seizure free for a few days in a row, or maybe they make a sound that isn't quite a word, but it's still communication. Those are big, big moments. They are victories worth holding on to. And you may not have chosen this road, but you are exactly the mom your child needs. I want you to hear that. Every appointment you attend, every night you stay up watching over them, every gentle touch, every word of comfort, you are showing up every day, day after day, in ways that only you can. And you know what? That makes you extraordinary. And that's exactly the feeling I got in that family's home today. As professionals, like I said, we're used to dealing with that. But to see the parents go into action was absolutely extraordinary. They knew exactly what to do. And I know how tough this can be. Some of you, if you're watching this, your life has changed forever. You thought you were going to have this healthy baby, and you have a baby who is going to need your care probably for the rest of their life. If it's not your care, it's going to be someone else's care. And I'm talking medically advanced children who can't feed themselves, who can't walk. And I'm also here to tell you this. You do have permission to grieve the life you imagine, while also celebrating the life that you have. Because joy and sorrow can coexist. And even if your child's development doesn't follow that milestone chart, your love for them is immeasurable. So here's some more encouragement for you today. Notice one small moment with your child and let yourself celebrate it. Write it down. Share it with someone who understands. Those tiny victories added up over time are proof that your child is growing in their own way and that you are guiding them with love every single step of the journey. And Mama, I want you to remember that you are not alone. There are other families walking this road. I know sometimes it might seem isolating, but I'm in families' homes every single week that have little ones that have disabilities like this. So I can promise you that there are other families walking this road. There's also professionals like myself that are 100% here to support you. You are strong, you are capable, and your baby's story, which doesn't look like you had planned, I know, is still so beautiful in a different way. Now, if you enjoyed this video and it spoke to your heart, please consider sharing it with another mama that might need to hear this today. And if you are a mom of a baby or toddler and motherhood feels downright hard right now, make sure you meet me over here in the next video right here, where I give you lots of encouragement. Or you can watch the baby series over here. And as always, I love you and I appreciate you, and I will see you in one of the next videos. All right, bye-bye.